So this camera here is a camera I got recently because I wanted to upgrade to something a little nicer, interchangeable lens camera. So I got this from KEH camera, all right? And usually I've had very good luck with them. Um, Most of the stuff I've gotten used, because this is used, is pretty reliable. However, I'm having a problem with this camera, and it kind of sucks. So this is what we have going on. So, like I said, this is an EPL-2. I got it for like at the end of October or the beginning of this month for a little over $100 from because that's all I can afford to spend. And I wanted to get something I could change the lenses on and have a little more control versus the Canon Powershots that I've been using. And yes, I have an old one of these. I think an EPL-2 that's got an issue. So I figured, all right, let me just upgrade and get this new one here. This new one is a problem with it. So the first problem I had was when I went to use the mode dial. The mode dial, basically, it went all over the place. Every time I moved it, it would just start going berserk. The screen, things would be lighting up on the screen or whatever. Just moving this wheel, if you want to move it just one, it'll just go crazy and it won't stop changing the position on the mode dial. All right? So this is the first problem we had. And the second problem I'm having now, it won't turn on. And it's like I gotta keep pressing this button to get it to turn. So obviously, it's probably gonna have to go back. And the problem is, if I want to buy one of these, and I should have bought one of these, like, now they're very hard to find, and the prices are shooting way up. So, unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to have an interchangeable lens camera. At least not one from Olympus. And no, I don't like Sony. I don't like Panasonic. The colors, the images they produce are really crappy looking. The only two I like are Olympus and Canon. I don't like Nikon either. So you can see what's going on. I'm pressing this button here. Nothing is happening. Let's see if we can get it to turn on again. It's like I gotta... Eventually it's gonna turn on. So there's something wrong with this thing. I don't know what it is. I was able to fix the mode dial. I was able to fix this by cleaning this a little bit. There was some dust trapped in here. But this, I don't know how I'm going to fix. See, it's not going on at all. It'll eventually go on. Eventually, if I keep pressing here. But, yeah, so, yeah, I can't get a decent pair of headphones, and apparently I cannot get a decent used interchangeable lens camera. Which sucks, because I really like this one. It's not working. No Jude. Now it's not working again. I had it go on. Now it doesn't want to go on. Battery is there's nothing wrong with the battery. I already checked. You'll see when it comes on. The battery is fine. So let's see if we can get this to work again. Yes, I know this has been a crappy desk. This is the way you have to live when you're on disability. You can't have nice stuff. It's not going. It hurt my hand. It turned on a minute ago when I wasn't filming. And it doesn't want to turn on. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I really don't want to bring it back because I won't be able to get another one of these. Well, anyway, I think this camera is dead. All right, so after you saw my problem with my camera that I got, now it's not a problem. I bring it back to KEH, but I send it back and I'll get a full refund. But the problem is getting another one like that. So first of all, we're going to show you sensor size here. This nice little chart of sensor size, because I'm sick of hearing the excuse. This is going to be a little bit of a photography rant video. Why is this still... Can this detail thing go? All right. Now, hopefully you can see this on the screen. So you can see here... Put this out a little bit like this. Yeah, this will work. Hopefully you can see all that. Why is it doing that? All right. Well, whatever. It won't let me scroll down, but hopefully you can see here. All right. So most smartphones use a very small sensor, 1.25 or less. All right. And that's less sensor size that you have in an A630, an old, or even in a S95. All right. That's a much smaller sensor size. All right. The 1-inch sensor size is what Canon uses in their G line of cameras, like the G7X and G9X. All right. The 4/3, which is even larger, is what's in the Olympus. All right. And then the APS-C, which is even bigger than that, is what Canon uses in many of their DSLRs and the former EOS M line. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. All right. And then there's APS-H, and then there's 35 millimeter full frame. All right. Which is even bigger. All right. But the biggest difference is when you're basically stepping up from these small point-and-shoot size sensors to the 1-inch and then the 4/3. All right. So let's get to the Olympus not making cameras anymore. So Olympus chief executive officer has revealed that the company has chose to sell off its camera business to Japan industrial partners because before it became obsolete. So again, people think that smartphones are cameras, and it pisses me off to no end. They are not. They're good for snapshots, but for actual real photography, like I want to do, they're not. All right? So yeah, that. And then we have Canon discontinues the EOS M camera system. So this is a camera system that I decided EOS M costs more money, all right? I've always been a Canon person. I prefer Canon over any other brand, all right? But it always was more pricey. But now they're getting rid of the EOS M, all right? Shipments in the USA have been terminated. EOS M series lenses and accessories. So if you want a compact camera with good image quality, it's getting harder and harder to find that. It really is. It really is. Canon did not even make a public statement in closing tirelessly to set the mirrorless APS-C camera out to pasture. So basically, there is not going to be any more new APS-C cameras made by Canon anymore. They're being discontinued, and we all know what's going to happen. The prices will go up eventually, all right? Because it's already happened with the Olympus, all right? So they've come out now with the RF mount, and that's their full frame mirror. Now, full frame camera is a much bigger, heavier camera. It's not nearly as compact. I don't care how they try to make it compact. It's not. They do have a few APS-C RF camera bodies. The RFS lines is small and only includes 3 lenses, all of which are zooms with variable apertures, and none of them are fast. All right, so they're trying. Basically, photography is becoming basically something only the rich are going to be able to get into because of the smartphone and because these companies think that people don't want cameras anymore. All right, so getting to the camera I have, EPL, and there's been a lot of problems here. I just Googled this up. The rear dial became jumpy and would skip some menu items. Very annoying. It says it right here. So EP, and this is an EP-5 dial failure. So we have. And then we have shutter got stuck, all right, because it's got a mechanical shutter, all right. So apparently there's been a lot of issues with these mode dials, these dial issues, these problems on these Olympus cameras, all right. So the problem is, again, just like the headphones that were stolen, finding a replacement. Well, this is actually going to be harder. To try to find a replacement for this. So, all right, send it back to KEH, look for another one. Well, here's the problem with that, all right? So if you want to get that, let's see, here's one from Amazon. Look at how much they want for it. $348. I'm guessing it's new. I'm guessing it's new. Well, if somebody would give me $348, I'd get it. But I don't have that kind of money. All right. So, I don't have that kind of money. It's a great camera, too. But that must be a new one, I guess. A brand new one. All right. Let's go to shopping. Doesn't want to show the shopping, but we'll go over here and we'll look for the shopping. So you'll see how much these cost here. This is not even what we're looking for here. So I don't know what's going on. All right, there's some floating around on eBay, for instance. All right, there's some floating around on eBay. $300. I mean, really, I paid $120 for that camera from KEH. I mean, they're charging way more than it's worth. But again, this is what's going on with cameras. And then you have these people on YouTube come and talk about these old cameras and how great they are, continuing to drive up the prices of them. So it's a problem. And I don't know what's wrong with mine. If it was a simple fix, I would just get it fixed. But I don't know how much that's going to cost. I'm trying to improve my photography, but you can see why I'm kind of stuck with the cameras I'm using because I can't afford to get a proper mirrorless camera. I can't afford it. Can't afford it. Thought I got lucky here. It was a KEH, and here we go. Here's one from eBay. You think, oh, 138, that's not too bad, until you look at where it's coming from. Free shipping from outside the United States, and then you're going to have to pay for customs, and who knows how much that's going to cost because they're all in Japan. And I'm afraid to get anything and have the thing break on me again. So this is the problem we have, all right? And I got to wait till December 4th to get it. I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed with KEH. Usually they're very good with stuff. I never have a problem with them, His Blue Water photo, they want $250. I mean, why can't they match the price KEH gave me, I'm guessing it's a used one as well. I don't know where this place is. So, let's go to EOS M. And they have several lines. All right, they have the EOS M200, for instance, all right? I shouldn't even be showing these because now I might have to. Nope, that's a big DSLR. I'm not lugging that around. But you see the EOS M's cost more money. And Canons in general cost more money, I guess, because they have better quality. No, I'm staying signed out. No, I'm signing in. So you can see how much these cost. This is a fairly lightweight compact camera. So if you look at the way it looks, you'll see it's similar to the one I've got. Very similar. All right. Very, very similar. All right. But I mean, I was going to go with the Olympus. I kind of like the way that Olympus worked. It had good. So I'll show you some of the pictures I took with it. You'll see. I like the colors. It kind of had the warmth that the Canons don't have a little bit. I mean, very good image quality. It's a shame that these are the few pictures I got with it before it died. Anyway, let's go to KEH. And we'll show you. They're not selling anymore right now. It's really. But this is where I got it, and usually I have a very good experience with KEH. I've gotten used cameras from them for a long time. You can see here, but you can see how few, only 332 products. I mean, there's hardly anything lately. Is photography dying? I mean, people think using a smartphone is photography. I mean, really? So if I go to System, Olympus Micro Four Thirds, we can go here, Olympus Micro Four, only 16 cameras, that's it. That's all they have. That's all they have, and this is all they've got. And you can see how much the prices they're commanding for some of these, too. These are big cameras, too. They're almost the size of DSLRs already. They don't have the small ones. So the age of the compact digital camera, even the compact mirrorless digital camera, is dying. And with that comes the elimination of people on a budget, photographers on a budget like myself, who want to have something compact, and it's getting harder and harder for us to find it.
Shame on these camera companies for being so damn greedy and not making this stuff anymore. I don't mind getting used cameras, but the problem is, once they become so limited, it drives up the prices, you know? And then you have these people on YouTube coming in, and we'll just go to YouTube and just go to YouTube right now. Not logged in, but let's go into YouTube and look and say, all right, best used mirrorless camera, and you'll see what pops up here. All right, they make these videos here, and they say best used mirrorless camera, and you know they all recommend these old cameras here, and they drive up the prices of them. Here's one, under $100. You can't get these for $100 anymore. There's an Olympus camera, right? You can't get them for under $100. So they make these videos. You can get it for under $100, and you can't. Like the camera I got here, EPL-5 here. All right. I mean, you can't even get these. So I'm really disappointed. Between the headphones, between the camera problem, there's $200 street. You can't even get it for $200. You know, it's ridiculous. These prices of these cameras are ridiculous. And, you know, something needs to be done about it. But I know making this video is pointless. And, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. It sucks that I have an EPL-5 that won't work. And I really wish it could make it work again. So if you have any suggestions as to how to get it to work, that's what it looks like when it's working. I would appreciate it, because I really don't want to send it back, because if I send it back and get a refund, I'm not going to be able to get another one.
It sucks. It's too bad. I really like this camera. I can get my money back from KEH. That's not an issue. It's a matter of finding another one of these. It's going to be the problem. Yeah, this thing's going back. It's obvious. Well, let's try one more time. One more time. I would have liked to have shown you how it showing it to you working. Come on. Nothing. Well, I guess it's just not meant for me to meant to be for me to have a mirrorless camera. Thanks, snobs.